So, over the past 24 hours since the news yesterday of the Transformers Generation Selects Black Zarak Titan class, a lot of different conversations have been happening. And I kind of want to have it all in one place right here to kind of put it out there and discuss because it creates a whole bunch of new conversations of what could possibly exist with that of this Titan class in the future. Now, there's been some rumors going around already that there isn't much to look into here, and that this was actually intended to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for their July 22nd to July 25th, 2021 convention. We do know that the Quintesson Pit of Judgment that we got on Hasbro Pulse was the intended San Diego Comic-Con exclusive centerpiece if 2020 would have had a convention. And it kind of goes in line with a lot of ways of how Hasbro kind of handles their big centerpiece kind of product for when they go to SDCC. I mean, this really goes all the way back to 2013 with the very first Titan class. I mean, in 2013, we had that Metroplex. That was an exclusive Metroplex, exclusive version to that 2013 San Diego Comic-Con. And it was a centerpiece at the show, at their booth, going, hey, this is what we're doing. 2014 was the same thing, too, when they did that Generation 1 colored G1 Dinobots Age of Extinction set. And while, okay, the figures themselves were not much of a big item in comparison to their retail equivalencies, it came with this gigantic cardboard Arc playset that really was a fancy centerpiece at their booth and on display, and is pretty awesome in person. I don't own it personally, but I have a friend that has his on display. Pretty darn cool. 2015 had Devastator. And again, they had a exclusive Devastator for San Diego Comic-Con. Slight little different decos, brand new head sculpt, exclusive to SDCC the following year in 2015. And in 2016, they had their convention edition Fortress Maximus. Again, all of these are these big, fancy items that sit at their booth to show stuff off, and they usually have the retail version with it too. Now, with 2021, I imagine what would have probably, if the convention would have happened, what would have probably been the thing is you probably have the Arc on display, the Kingdom Arc, and going, hey, this is what we're doing in retail right now, pretty cool stuff, have a nice little cool battle scene or whatever. And then they probably would have had, potentially, again, assuming this rumor is true, Black Zarak would have been the convention exclusive. They always have items that were of that caliber and price point, so it almost kind of goes in line with that. And with SDCC clearly not becoming a thing as July hones in closer and closer, you got to have a platform to put this product, and well, we're back at Hasbro Pulse and their Generation Selects line. So the next question is that people have been saying how, just like how the previous ones I've just mentioned were also a strong indicator of what the future of the brand is or what the current plan for the brand is. In the case of something like the Quintesson Pit of Judgment, even though all those toys have origins in Kingdom figures or Earthrise figures, the set itself was really a strong indication of the Studio Series 86 that we would be getting not too long after that. And so some people are saying that this Black Zarak is a reflection of what will probably be the future of the Generations-esque kind of lines moving forward after we're done with Kingdom. We won't be going into a Unicron trilogy. We'll be going into something that celebrates more Transformers' past in different kinds of off-kilter kind of brands and stuff. As it becomes more and more a collector line, even the obscure characters still have a place, and they don't have to worry about the trademarks of top-tier characters because they will always show up in any other side kind of material, whether it be an evergreen line, a movie line, or some kind of TV series, whatever the future brings. So that's another thing, too. Again, it's a lot to unpack, and it's a lot to really think about, because I'm still surprised by this Black Zarak. I really am. I mean, if anyone saw my tweet, I was just like, well, if you're going to do Black Zarak, re-release Grand Maximus and include that Pretender shell. Because if you got that confidence, I'd like to see it again, and I'm curious in the new environment that we're in 2020, I want to see if that Grand Maximus could find an audience and potentially have that Pretender shell be included this time, which was unfortunately absent the previous time because it couldn't reach its intended 3,000 purchasers or pre-orders in Japan. Make that a Hasbro Pulse kind of thing, give it a global pre-order kind of limit. Maybe things will be different. Maybe. But that's also assuming how Black Zarak's numbers are. They have until next year to really tabulate that and get an idea. So, the question then comes up also, who would you like to see if they could do this kind of route? Not involve engineering, but repaints. The conversation comes up with a Metro Titan from Metroplex, a Gigastorm from Trypticon, a Brave Maximus from Fortress Maximus, a G2 Devastator from the Titans Devastator, a Omega Sentinel from Omega Supreme. The list goes on, and you could even go even deeper into the weeds with the more obscure if you want to talk Shattered Glass or even more oddball colors. But at the same time, it really has to do with the fact that I want to know what was the frame of mind of Hasbro with this Black Zarak. Like, was this, as the rumors say, a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that just because it didn't have its platform and because July is not going to be a thing, that they put it there and that's just it and there's nothing to look into? Here's your SDCC exclusive. We took a previously existing mold and gave you something new, like something BotCon has been doing for literally 2 to 3 decades. Is it a reflection of what is going to be the future of the brand for the generations kind of stuff in retail, where after we're done with the trilogy with Kingdom, it'll be a reflection of what's going to be to come, and that's going to be the first really sign of it, and it'll be sitting in that, again, in that dealer room potentially, and being that centerpiece product for walk-bys to see and go, hey, this is what we're going to be doing next in 2022, assuming that it would have happened. Or is this actually Hasbro going, this is how we're going to handle Titans? You know, we'll make them something that works on a warehouse kind of situation, like our Hasbro Pulse website, like an Amazon, like a direct market kind of thing, like, let's say, Big Bad Toy Store or EB Games or GameStop, or places that can at least ship it out of a warehouse, as opposed to it being something that's in stock in their stores and takes a lot of real estate and space and floor space that could go to a lot of other stuff. I always emphasize to people, keep in mind, when you go to a Walmart, the $39.99 video games and the sometimes even $100, $160 systems for the cheapy stuff are still behind the glass case. How would you have a $150 thing just sitting in the toy aisle at Walmart for it to get destroyed and opened and taken apart? I mean, I've seen some gruesome theft in that toy aisle of opened product that has been gutted, so I can't even imagine. But either way, it's a big conversation that I'm really curious about, and just this past 24 hours, the amount of different people I've been talking to and bouncing their ideas off of them and everything, and just trying to understand the call that was made here, and I have no problem with it. I like what I see, but it's one thing to like or dislike something. I want to understand why it happened, and that's the most important thing. And, you know, the rumor of the SDCC exclusive, the more I think about it, the more it seems to be more the correct answer. But I would like to know if there is an alternative, if there is another answer, and it's something else. Let me know what you think. It's just my brain trying to make sense of all of this. When you live and breathe Transformers, it's the kind of stuff that keeps you up at night while the woman next to you looks at you and goes, "He's probably thinking about another girl." No, I'm not. Thinking about a giant transforming scorpion that has been possessed by the devil itself. So let me know what you think. This is very interesting stuff.